Unfiltered. Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. That's dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it.
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered, the holiday season. We have a great show today. Starting off, I love when we have a really interesting, good guest who's a UFC fan, Action Bronson, who has been on the show before. I don't know if I was on when he was on. Was I on with him?
I don't know, but I was on his show also.
Oh, okay.
That's delicious. That's the name of the show.
What is it called?
Fuck, that's delicious.
Oh, cool. You could bring him in. I'm
my buddy.
Appreciate him getting here.
I gave him a jiu-jitsu lesson one time.
Oh, you did? All right.
Yes.
More than you've done for your friend Jim Norton.
And we went in my parking lot and we smoked so many little Scooby-Doo. They weren't little. They were big.
Does he train, Matt?
He trains with my buddy Dave Pella.
Oh, he does train. Okay, yeah.
Where in the hell is this Zoom?
Oh, I hear
him.
I hear
What's
that.
up? There it is.
I hear the voice of an angel.
Hey,
there
man.
it is.
Look at this guy. What's up, Action?
All right, my guys. How are you, fellas?
How you doing, buddy?
Wait. Oh, he's holding his kid. Yeah.
Hold on. I had to just change it. Go play.
Oh, so cute. Well, last time you were on, I believe you just had your baby.
Yeah, man. The baby is 1 year old now, man. Well, that was the other baby. That was 4 years old.
Oh my God, that's right. It was a while.
Holy shit, you're shredded up, bro.
Me? Oh, wait, wrong arm. I got a torn bicep. There we go.
You got a torn bicep there.
First of all, what about
Jacked up.
How are you? Are you still hanging out with my buddy Dave, Big Dave Palladino?
I see him once in a while, but I'm in my studio training every day. I hit it hard I do my kettlebells, my mace, my fucking, I go silly.
And by mace, do you mean the thing that you swing?
Yeah.
What is mace?
That's the thing you swing. It's it's weighted at the end with on a long stick or something like that. I got a couple of them. I got some war hammers. I got all kinds of shit.
That's medieval, yeah.
You could, now that you're training, dude, if they ever you could be an extra, if they ever do a reboot of that fucking Conan movie, man. Give you a mace and a long cloth. Dude, I like that I knew Action. I did his show, F That's Delicious.
That's right.
And when I knew Action, when I first met him, he always holds the weight well. So he was always big.
I looked like a piece of fat garbage.
You were
400 pounds.
heavy.
Came to you over 400. We ate 12 slices of fucking vodka slice.
Oh, we had that Alavaca slice. So people, just to put it in perspective, this is the first time we met, and he visited my school. At the time I had the school in Levittown, and you came with a couple of your guys. We ate a jiu-jitsu lesson, which we had fun, and then afterwards you had like a stretch. It was a stretch. Like a sprinter. The sprinter. Yeah, the sprinter.
Yeah.
So all I know is, and I'm very proud of this fact, I was going toe to toe with Action Bronson, not fighting. We were just enjoying ourselves in the parking lot.
We were hashing it out.
And we were hashing it out. And after he did one, he goes, "You want another? Want a different flavor?" And I'll tell you. And then finally, one of his people come in. They go, "Oh, excuse me, Action. They're waiting over there for like an hour over at the pizzeria." I go, "Oh shit, man!" So we drove over there, and it was like hotboxing it. I'm like, look, I think I'm doing what I didn't do in my UFC career. I'm tapping the fuck out. I couldn't do it, man.
You were outsmoked?
Oh, I believe so.
It was within like maybe 20-minute period. We went back to back, so it was heavy duty for sure.
Oh shit! It was so much.
It was
fun.
great though. We just were chopping it up back there, kicking it after the time. It was fun. It's one of my fondest memories.
And I'll tell you, did you like the Alavaca slice? You remembered it?
Of course, bro. Listen, and also this, you got to understand. If anyone ever asked me if I trained jiu-jitsu, I say, yeah, I trained with Matt Serra. We trained one time, but I feel like I trained with you a million times.
It is good because then I've seen Action since, and then I've seen his transformation. It's so great that you're doing this, and you now that you're on the path as far as with your health, because of your family. You have a nice.
That's really what it was, bro. Every day during that pandemic, it all scared me because my son was just born, and I was like, man, you know, I'm 40 years old right now. Like I'm in the best shape, literally. Whether it's like I feel great. I'm 270. I've been 250 for the past 5 years. I put on some chunk. I feel like I put on some muscle.
Yeah.
I haven't, you know, I've been hitting the cardio just as hard. I just feel like I'm in better shape than I've been in any year of my life right now. Seriously, mentally, physically, all that. Like my performance in every sense of the way.
I feel great. The physical, it helps the mental. It does. That whole, to look good is to feel good. But I tell you, there's something there. There really is.
You know? For me, whatever, I'm happy with looking good, cool, but I understand it's going to take a long time for that. For me, it's about putting in the work. I got to feel mentally spent. Like, I got to feel like I really did some shit.
Yeah.
Are you good with food? Like, are you good? Because I'm very weak. Like, I'm a streaky hitter. Like, I do great for a long time eating well, and then I'm a fucking pig and I can't stop. Like, are you good with, like, saying no to yourself?
Yeah, you know, at this point, if you work out so hard, man, you put yourself through the rigor. I really do feel like you can't just eat disgusting, but you could eat moderately what you want, you know? I'm not going crazy. I used to have dessert every fucking meal. Like, that's just not fair play for any sense of the word of life. It's no good for anyone. Not if you're thin, not for anything. So I just started making like myself and my health more number one than the food, even though that's always on my mind, you know. I just occupy myself with other things, painting. Seriously, I'm so serious. I'll just stop and I'll be doing push-ups all day long.
That's fucking
all
great.
Day just to have it going on, you know, I try and do 500 a day in a sitting. And then if I feel good, I just keep going.
And as we talk about that, I'm thinking about your chicken palm. I seen you make that chicken palm, and then you're talking about you got to make it flat, and dude, I'm getting my mouth's watering. I swear to God.
So the chicken palm is literally there's like you have to use your knuckles and do like some Wing Chun punches to it to make the caverns, you know, to get it all the good crunchy bits. I don't like it when it's a thick ass piece. I like it when it varies and there's crunch all over.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be like
you know the good part. You know the good life.
Oh yeah, man. I'm a fan. So wait, you were at that fight with Tom Aspinall, bro?
I was, yeah.
Fun fight, no? I mean,
it was an amazing fight. It was a great night. It was a great night.
How did you think that was going to end? Did you? I mean, I'm imagining you picked Tom, but how did you imagine it? Did you think he was going to go to the third round, second round, or did you see it in the first?
No, those guys weren't getting past the first 30 seconds, in my opinion. They were going for it. I mean, have you ever seen Pavlovich like calculated? He just punches hard, he just goes.
Yeah.
He's just an animal. Aspinall goes, but he's calculated. When he attacks, he's attacking you to finish. So I feel like, he's one of the most athletic men at that size. And, like an Englishman, you don't really know them as these fucking sick ass athletes. I'm just surprised, honestly. He's a beast.
Didn't it look like he got hurt too in that first round? It looked like Pavlovich caught him once and actually did.
He tapped him. He tapped him on the chin. He caught him real strong. But he ate it.
Yeah.
If he was able to eat that punch, then he has better footwork. He's not going to just stand there and get hit. Most guys, they get punch drunk and just keep getting hit there. They can't move their feet. They get stuck in the mud. Aspinall's not doing that.
Yeah.
Action's a real fan. Yeah. Some guys come on here, they're like, yes, I like it. What's that guy's name? Chuck Liddell? They don't really watch. Action.
And I'm there, bro.
He's a real fan, man.
I've been there since Blockbuster Video before Blockbuster, when I had it on the black box in Queens, where my man had the cable, and we would watch all the original ones.
Being from Forest Hills, hey, do you like, now it's Christmas time, do you like that, you like that song Christmas in Hollis? What is that? Is it Christmas in Hollis? Do you like that?
It's a classic.
My grandparents grew up in Hollis.
I grew up in Flushing, which is real close to Jamaica and Hollis. It's like the one bus. It's the 65 bus going down 164th Street. Forest Hills is up the block. I live in one of these areas where it's like, I'm from Queens because they've been everywhere. You know, Queens is vast and big, but once you're from there, you every bus you get on, all the trains, you're from Queens.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the best rapper that doesn't get the recognition they should? From back in those days, like from around when Run DMC or Big Daddy Kane or any of those guys.
I mean, my favorite is Cool G Rap. He doesn't get the notoriety, but he's the original like Godfather lyricist, where he packs these dense words and dense sentences filled with crazy lyrics and words about streets and criminal activity and just like another level of the underworld that wasn't tapped into at that moment. Everyone was trying to be cute. You know, everyone was trying to be, you know, a different type of flashy. This guy was, you know, selling heroin and rapping about it. Man. Corona Queens, you know?
Yeah.
I fucking like that shit. I gotta say, why you always all on my back? Right? Hold on.
Yeah, you know, come on,
why
man. You're embarrassing
like that? Listen, come on, man. I like his shit. I played that for my oldest daughter the other day. I go, this is Action Bronson. And it starts with him in the barbershop at the video, and he does like a little dude. First of all, Action, you're a funny motherfucker. I think you should do more acting and stuff. You're very natural.
I'm trying, bro. The whole thing, it's over, man. I was in a couple of movies. I was in The Irishman.
I see the other one,
King of Staten Island.
The King of Staten Island.
You were great.
I was in a couple of things, man. You know, I did an audition for Uncut Gems, and I wish we could show because it was ridiculous. Bro, you know how many auditions? I was just telling Andrew Schultz the other day, if I could just show you my audition tapes, it's bizarre. I'm terrible, but I'm good when the camera goes on.
That's what's most important, man. That's like a person. Oh man, he's good at the academy, but when he goes to compete, he's not so good. I'd rather the guy that he's decent in the academy. When he's under the hot lights, that's when he's taking lips.
Right. You don't want any gym warriors.
No.
What do you? Who are you in The Irishman? What did you do in The Irishman?
If you watch it, I'm in at the 310 mark.
That's fine. What is it?
Selling him a casket at a pivotal point. You know, he's going to buy his own casket. A man has nothing left, and you know, we were in Long Island City, and it was just me and him in the scene. It was amazing.
I liked you in the
it was 5 minutes from my house, which was the best thing.
Yeah, it's nice.
The King of Staten Island. He shows up at the firehouse.
Bro, they put me in there like 10, 15 minutes at least. That was amazing.
Oh, that was great. But it almost looks like, I'm not being that guy, but back then, the way you were partying, it almost looked like you wandered onto the set. Like, hey, it looked just like, did they give you any lines, or they say, just act like you got stabbed?
Yeah, that was really it. They just kept feeding me things, and I just was screaming crazy things out, and that was it. That's how that got done.
That movie got screwed by the pandemic.
I'm not good at reading lines. If you tell me a scene and a scenario, then I'll figure it out.
Like you like something like Curb Your Enthusiasm, the way they would get through a Christopher Guest movie.
That's how we live our lives, you know. It's like you set a scene and then you figure it out. We all discuss, like, you know, when you're going in with your boy, all right, we're going in here. You know, you have like a little plan. You know how to attack it. That's how we got to do it.
The King of Staten Island, they got you guys got fucked by the pandemic. Like there was didn't the premiere get canceled? It was supposed to be a big premiere, but then that happened. And they kind of got screwed by that. It was the first movie to get really screwed over by COVID.
True. That was the first movie. That was also the first movie that was like that claimed these crazy numbers due to home viewing. So that changed a lot of things. Also, that kind of like set this. I don't know, like this new generation of. I mean, it was already streaming, but I feel like the packages are getting crazier and crazier, and now it's just straight up movie premieres on Netflix. I don't know if that was like that before, where they're promoting things for your home.
They are, but like Netflix, Disney, like they're making movies, but I think they want them in the studio in theaters, so they're eligible for awards. So they're going to let them run. They won't just go directly into Netflix, but a couple weeks and then they're out of the theater.
That's right.
Let's promote. What are you promoting now? What am I looking at here?
Nothing. I'm here just to chill. I'm not doing shit.
Oh shit! Oh,
I'm not promoting nothing. You know, I'm always doing something. I got Fuck That's Delicious on my YouTube channel.
Nice.
We got bro. I don't give a shit. I'm here for you.
Oh, dude, that's fucking great, man.
Yo, I'm not here to. I don't come out to shows to promote. I don't give a fuck.
Dude, I like that shit, man. The last time I seen you, I remember we were at a show. Does it suck when, like, sometimes you just don't want to be bothered, you know? But I feel I know you enough now, Action, that not that I need a hug. That sounds weird.
No, we need her. Yeah, I have to hug you.
He's very.
If I see you across the room, I'm coming to find you.
Jimmy, I feel very comfortable with Action. I don't just tell everybody that comes on here, I just want to hug him. But Action,
I'm glad you don't tell.
You can tell that Action's a very huggable guy.
Hey,
well, we've never met.
No, and let me just say this: like literally, everybody from Serra Longo Gym I've run into, they're like it's all family. Weidman, one of the most incredible men I've met. Aljo, sweetheart. Like all these guys are great.
Yes.
I mean, I need to meet Ray. I watch him on the Annie thing. I love watching his take. He just feels like I'm talking to fucking one of my guys.
Do you still feel surprised? Sorry, Matt. Do you still feel surprised when guys you like are fans of you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At this point, life is a bugged out thing. I don't really know what the hell's going on. I throw myself out there. If I like you, I'm gonna tell you. If you like me, I appreciate it. But man, I'm surprised by a lot of stuff.
The last time Longo was just doing his podcast, and he was taking a total shit on Colby Covington.
Terrible performance. Disgusting human, right?
Not only is it a terrible performance, Action, to talk about someone's dead father, dude. Listen, they're selling a fight.
You could tell he didn't want to say it. He just threw it in at the end. He was like, man, I know he's going to fuck me up, but let me say it anyway.
He had that.
He didn't want to say that shit. He didn't want he even felt embarrassed while he was saying it. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
But
he's doubled down on it. He doubled down on it. Yeah.
When he had to, but it's because you see what happens when Masvidal caught him in the street. He goes and runs to the police. You can't do anything to people like that. They start the problem and then he put you in jail.
Didn't he have a problem with Verdum? He had the problem with Fabricio Verdum too, didn't he?
Verdum will demolish that man.
Yeah. And he does. He goes to the police. So it's really just a sad thing. But it's very happy. I get very happy knowing that he'll never get a belt. He had 3 shots at him. Yeah. And now he's got to be careful the rest of his life. You think he's going around anywhere in England anytime soon? Fucking around where Leon Edwards is around? Dude, I mean, it's very...
there's definitely... wherever Colby is, I'm sure there's people that Leon messes with. This is the problem. When you get into real, real problems that are deep problems, it could happen anywhere.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to happen where I'm at or where you're at. It could happen wherever.
Exactly. But, enough of him.
Yeah.
Actually, what's your plans? What's your plans for the holidays? Is holidays different now that you have a family? It's got to be a little bit more festive, a little for the kids and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, the kids, they love it. For me, I want to work. I want to just continue. I don't want to deal with the pressures of all this bullshit, to be honest with you. Yeah. But we have plans on just chilling out. We're going to eat some food all together, spend some time.
That's it.
Exchange gifts, just enjoy the love and the happiness that we've created over the past 10 years, my wife and I. And honestly, we plan on going to Colombia in January to go visit her family, and that's really it.
But dude, that's
you been?
Man.
Nah, never, not yet. I'm excited though.
Yeah. I've never been to South America. I was in Cancun once, and I shit for a week. It's really just what they say about water is true. Just be really careful. Bring your own.
No, you can't brush your teeth with that water. You got to use bottle all over the place. But for me, I got a crazy stomach. I was eating everything. I was eating everything in South Africa, North Africa. I've eaten everything everywhere. I only got sick from Nando's one time.
What's Nando's? Where's
Nando's? Like a chicken chain in the UK, but they had it in South Africa also. It was like rice. I got sick from rice. I've eaten goat asshole and got sick from rice.
Jimmy, one of Jimmy's favorite dishes is goat.
Sure it is. But I like it when it's still living.
That's great. Oh shit, man! I think we got our next guest, Jimmy.
Our next guest, yes,
Who's
is in the
there?
waiting room. A comedian named Brad Williams. Do you know Brad?
Nah, but it's all right. I
He's a
understand.
funny stand-up.
Oh fuck, man! Actually, we have you on the whole show, man.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, make sure that I'm on more, all right?
We should have you on just by yourself for the whole episode if you want to come back. When is 300? That's coming up pretty soon.
It's coming up soon, but I mean, I'm ready to talk fights whenever. Prelims, undercard, fucking whatever.
What did you think of really quick?
Irene Aldana.
Oh my God, that
shit.
fight against Rosa. Oh,
I love her. I've always that since she came in the game. I think that she's going to be a champ, but she had a little, she had a little tough setback. But I think
bad fight against Amanda. Yeah,
I think that she's on her way.
And it's great that after you have a tough performance like that for the title, you could redeem yourself with another performance. And that's what she showed the other night.
But with a fight of the friggin' century performance, like that was brutal.
It was something else. It was a great fight. Hey, listen,
she kept throwing leg kicks though, like she kept demolishing it. Like, how did he? And she's so heavy. She's so front foot heavy. How is she standing on that leg, bouncing in that boxing stance? Those were thugs. Those were thug ass women.
Yeah, that was badass. That was deservingly so. Get the fight of the night. This upcoming year doesn't have to be a regular thing. You're going to visit me at my school in Huntington, and we're going to get another training session.
I mean, it needs to be a normal thing, man. I feel good. I feel strong, grappling wise. Like I don't know all the techniques, but when I attack a technique, I attack it hard.
I could see you ripping a Kimura and just ripping an arm off.
For sure. Like I'm no bottom player.
I'll teach you Kimuras from everywhere.
I want to throw up the craziest triangle ever I just want to use my legs more, man. It's just they're not built for this.
That's great. Your legs are powerful, bro. Action, man. Listen, happy holidays, dude.
Good talking to you.
For you guys, man.
So happy to see you, bro. We're going to catch up again soon.
Yeah, come back soon, man. In January. I'd love to have you again.
Sure will. Be safe, fellas. Take care.
Have a good holiday, buddy. Take care.
Much love. Bye, guys.
Later, brother. Jimmy.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I really like that guy.
Yeah, I do too. And I think I was on last time. And you can bring in Brad Williams. We just sometimes they book the guests a little too close together. It happens.
Why you always all on my back? Did you hear that, Jimmy? Oh,
I did not. There he is. Hey, Brad, sorry for the wait. We had Action Bronson. We're just running a couple of minutes late, so apologies.
No problem. Action Bronson's great.
Is he great? Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know how he was on the show, but I like his music.
Me too.
He's great. He's an MMA fan, and he's an interesting guy. He's just one of those guys who seems comfortable everywhere. I'm an uncomfortable person. Action just seems like he's a guy who's just relaxed around whoever he's with.
Love that. I heard him on a podcast one time that he hasn't worn shorts since like high school, or he hasn't worn pants since like high school. It's like always been shorts.
That's probably right. I mean, he was up to over like 350 or something, but he's what does he say? Around 250, 270. He lost
up to 270 from 250.
Yeah. Dude, he's a solid, big, solid guy. Hey, Brad, I'm reading here that your wife has 3 different black belts. What are we looking at here?
4.
Four?
My bad. That's
4. Yeah.
4? No, wait. In what now? Do we know?
Taekwondo. She's a 4th Dan.
Oh, a 4th Dan to Taekwondo. Yeah. I think she had a black belt and 3 different black belts. Maybe.
Because then she's got one in Hapkido as well.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right.
Do you train at all, or do you ever want to train?
I would love to, but I don't.
I know it's hard to get. I finally made myself after years, like literally like 6 months ago. I started. But you might as well. You feel like we're too old or we can't do it.
Yeah.
But like you should, because a year from now is going to pass, and in a year you'll have a year of experience. But if I can start, anybody can start, because I kept putting it off, and you just start, and it's fun, man. I think you like it.
Good for you. Well, that and like we can get into it. Are we recording now or are we going?
Yeah.
We've been on.
We're on.
Brad.
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, we've been on. Well, thanks. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would like to train, but like, and it would make sense for me to do jujitsu because I have small arms and small legs. So like a kicking and punching martial art makes no sense for me whatsoever.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's like because a guy has to be like 7 inches away from me for me to hit him.
I know your pain.
You shut up, you fake short king.
No, that's not right. Listen to me. Me and you, we could hang out and go to the club together if I was younger. This is it. We're probably close in height. I am 5'6". When I fought St. Pierre, I was up to his nipples. And I don't think it's fair. Listen, this is not right. Because if someone made fun of you, Brad, that's wrong.
Yeah.
But they're fine to make fun of me. I'm not. They can call me a shorty all day long, and I can't say, oh, that's wrong. I just have to take it. If they said something bad about you, you could be, hey.
Yes, that is the benefit of having a genetic condition.
I'm sorry. Now I'm being an asshole.
You are just tiny, my friend.
Yeah.
That's the thing about like the new term now, of course, is like short king. And
I like that term.
Yeah, I've seen guys go up on stage and be like, you know what? I'm one of these short kings. I'm like 5'4". I'm like, you're a foot taller than me. You're a full foot tall. If you're a short king, what the heck am I? How does that qualify?
Now, let me ask you, Brad, because we ask a lot of people this when with their this kind of profession. When it's a very, I guess, just a straightforward about getting into comedy. Was it? Well, you tell me how you got into it. I don't want to guess.
Sure. I got into comedy. Now it's 20 years ago, which is crazy to think about. But I was in the audience of a show, and I took my dad, and we went out to the Brea Improv, and the comedian on stage was making midget jokes, and half the audience was laughing, and the audience that was sitting by me was just like, like not laughing at all. And the comedian noticed that. He says, "What's up? Why aren't you guys laughing?" He goes, "What? Is one of them here?" And I just raised my creepy little hand in the air and was like, "Hey, yeah, I am." And he called me up on stage, and he started asking me questions. And I wasn't trying to be funny. I didn't have stock answers. But my answers ended up getting laughs. And that's when I knew, like, oh, my God, this feels amazing. Like, I remember he asked me what I did for a living. And at the time, I was a 19-year-old kid living in Orange County, California. And every kid growing up in Orange County at some point has to work at Disneyland. So I said, yeah, I work at Disneyland. The audience laughed. And I turned to them and said, fuck you, I'm not one of the 7.
That's funny.
And that got a good laugh. And I was like, ooh, that felt really good. So, yeah, that was 20 years ago, and now I have a special streaming on Veeps. Who knew?
And he was cool. He was cool to you, and he brought you on.
Yeah. Very, very, very cool. Just talking and being more curious, and then trying to make jokes. And Jim, as you know, like the truth is often the funniest thing. You don't have to dress it up. You don't have to make anything special about it. Just tell the truth, and it's going to be funny. And thankfully, that's pretty much how I write jokes too. It's just like step 1, be a dwarf. Step 2, wait. And then just funny stuff's going to eventually happen, and stuff that I could bring up on stage.
Years ago, David Tell had a string of little person jokes that were very funny. But there was a little person in the audience. And so like the staff knew what Attell was going to do, but they didn't know. So Dave is doing it, and they're like, oh God, he doesn't know this guy is here. Oh no. And Dave, he goes, I understand we have a little man in the room. And he brought him on stage, and they had a good time together. But sometimes bringing somebody on stage and letting people know, hey, look, this guy's okay with it. We're having a good time. Nobody is getting hurt here. This is not what this is about. Relaxes the audience where they're like, oh, it's okay. This guy's fine, and they're having a good time.
Yeah, because if the person you're making the jokes about is laughing, then who are you protecting by not laughing? And I'll say this, Jim, and I'm sure you've discovered this, is people with disabilities oftentimes have the most sick senses of humor out of anyone. Because a sense of humor, it's not just a way to get laughs, it's a coping mechanism. It's how you deal with struggle and traumas and things like that. So if you have a disability, oftentimes that's a coping mechanism for you, and you'll laugh at your own stuff and you'll laugh at yourself. And I've discovered that, like, when I go on stage, some people go like, oh, do you have to do dwarf jokes right away? And it's like, kinda, because if I don't, the audience just stares at me like, does he know? Is he aware? Does he know what he has to go through? Yes, I'm aware. I had to wipe my ass by posting a Craigslist ad about 20 minutes before I got here on stage. So yes, I'm aware.
People, it's funny. People, you do have to address it up front, and it's to make the audience comfortable with it. It's to let the audience know that whatever this difference is, hey, I'm aware, you're comfortable, I'm comfortable. I went and saw last night Keith Robinson taped his Netflix special, and Keith has had 2 strokes.
Yeah.
And the second his right side is kind of shut down. He walks with a cane. Wanda had to come out and help him get to the actual mic because of the little step. He fucking murdered, and it's opening out of the gate right about the stroke. And he's still Keith. He's still a mean little fucker. His jokes are hilarious. He's not this disability. He's a guy who is disabled. It's a difference. Like he's had a stroke, and he's going to address it as Keith. He's not a stroke victim. He's Keith who had a stroke, and he reacts that way. And I think it really, he's the same guy he's always been. It was fucking an amazing hour he shot for Netflix.
Love hearing that. And yeah, that's very true. And you just kind of address it right off the top, and then you can go into other topics. Like if you watch my special Starfish, which is on Beeps, it comes out December 21st. December 21st, Jim, because that's the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. So marketing. Marketing.
I mean, honestly, that is a great fucking day for it to come out. I mean, that's a hilarious day. What is Veeps? Because I only heard about it through you, but there's so many of these new platforms that actually do a lot of good stuff for comics.
Yeah, Veeps, they started off being just a platform where you can go and watch a bunch of concerts, and you can still do that. You don't have to subscribe to it. It's not like a monthly fee if you don't want it. But you go and there's an Alicia Keys concert, and you watch the Alicia Keys concert. And now they're starting to do comedy. So they got guys like me, David Cross, Blair Saki, Reggie Watkins, and like a bunch of us to kind of launch the comedy arm of Veeps. And I'm happy to be in company of those. So yeah, December 21st, watch the special. I'll talk about dwarfism, but it's not an hour of that. I'm not an hour on stage of just like, I could take a bath in a thimble. Like, it's not that. I go into other shit. I talk about my wife as a 4th Dan black belt, and how people say, are you afraid of being on stage? And I say, no, I sleep next to a fucking martial arts master. Like the fear is all at home, my friends.
By the way, I've met and had Brad's wife on our show, and she's awesome. Your wife is beautiful. She's funny. Like, you have a great wife. You're very lucky. And I think I knew that she was a martial artist from years ago, but you guys just work. It's just one of those things that works.
Yeah, I think relationships work when everyone knows their role. And I know my role, and my role is not to go downstairs in the middle of the night if we hear something. Yeah, that is her role, and I am totally
your role is to wake her up.
Yeah, hey, something's going on. You should go check that out.
Is she a comedian as well? Is she in the business, or she's not?
No, she is not. So once again, it kind of balances out. She's a behavioral therapist. She's a psychologist. So, which means she can beat you with her mind and her body. Yeah. So I stand no chance. I can make jokes, and that's all I can do. But yeah, any kind of argument, I just kind of assume the submit position. Yeah, and it all goes from there.
Hey, you know what's crazy, Brad, is that comedian. If it was like a known comedian that you were at when you went on stage that day, you would have obviously brought his name up. So this guy is probably watching you on this Netflix special being like, fuck. He's probably mad. He's probably like, oh, I should have a part of this. I don't know. Right?
Have you seen him since?
Yeah. I'll be getting a DM from him.
Oh, okay.
after this. Hopefully it's a DM and not a Venmo request. So yeah, but yeah, it's amazing. And then once you get into business, how fast you start meeting people and getting associated with other people. I mean, Jim, you can attest to this. And I'm sorry to keep referencing Jim, Matt, but he has experience as a comic, and I don't really have too much experience being in fights.
That's
so,
okay. This is what I put up with every fighter, because they always reference Matt because it's just a similar. Yeah, I understand.
I'm the outsider.
Yes. Yeah. So, but like you get into the business, and all of a sudden you start meeting people, and because everyone consumes comedy, everyone loves comedy, and so now like I've gotten to meet a few of my heroes, and it's just a crazy life, man. Matt, like I'm sure you're like fighting and training and getting ready. You're not realizing who's watching you, and then all of a sudden you get a DM from God knows who, and it's just madness. I mean, hell, we saw the former president of the United States at the last pay-per-view. So everyone's consuming UFC.
Oh yeah, nah, man, people love it. And you enjoy the fights, Brad? You like them?
Dude, I watched the last card. Leon was a technician. That was awesome. Just striking. And then my friend who's really into UFC kind of pointed this out to me. And Matt, you could probably attest to this. Leon kept switching stances so fast and then getting set up. And then I guess if you're Strickland and that, or sorry,
Colby, yeah.
Colby Covington, yeah, then you have to readjust when a guy switches stances. Is there any truth to that? A friend told me that, and I thought, wow, that's amazing if that's true.
Yeah, there's different ways to shoot on a guy, whether he's orthodox or unorthodox. You know what I mean? So yes, that could definitely set up the clinch and set up the takedown differently, and it could disrupt his closing the distance. You know, first one, I got laid out one time with Eve Edwards where. I mean, I came to and I won the fight, but he switched and I had to edit it. But I went to clinch when he went to southpaw and he got me with an uppercut. It's a different thing. So yeah, that makes it harder for the guy to get that shot in on you.
And you mentioned Strickland. Strickland's the middleweight champion, and he had a fight in the stands. So that's probably why you had Strickland on your brain. He had the fight with Dracus Duplessis in the stands. He's a fucking maniac.
Man, I want to see Strickland fight Covington, because then it would just be a trump off, and that would just be so much fun for me just to watch like who's gonna dive on it the most. It would be unbelievable.
If Colby was willing to go up in weight, he would have to have another middleweight fight first. But as a clash, him against Colby would be Strickland would be a very interesting matchup. If Colby, because Strickland's definitely not coming down to 170 because he's. But if Colby was to go up to 185, which sometimes guys do, that would be a very personality-wise. What, Matt, is Colby an average size welterweight, or is he large, or is he just a regular size welterweight?
He didn't look bigger than Leon. Looked bigger than him in there.
Yeah, he did. He
looked slow. He looked old. He's 35 years old. He's never going to get a shot at the title again.
No,
it's a good day. It's a good day.
Yeah,
I did laugh at the fact that in the post-fight interview he said, "I don't have a scratch on me," while he had a huge cut right in the middle of his face.
It's psychotic. It's psychotic how he handles losses. Like even guys who are like Conor, who talks a lot of shit, when he loses, he broke his leg in the last one and he didn't handle it well, but he admits that the other guy beat him. Like he knows he lost the fight. He says, "Hey, he was the better man than me." And I respect that. Colby just can't even man up and admit that he fucking lost when he got his jaw broken by Usman.
Now you bring up Conor. UFC 300 is coming up. Do you think that's a fight? Do you think that's a fighter that they're going to try to bring Conor in for UFC 300? I know Dana likes to make the huge cards for the big round numbers.
When is the 300 card? When is it again?
It's in April, but I don't think he has enough time in the USADA testing pool. He might be back in it.
No, USADA's out.
Oh, that's right. UFC is fucking not with USADA, but they're still gonna have testing. And I don't know if Conor would be. I don't know, Brad. Who would he fight? He can't fight for a belt.
Chandler, man.
Yes, but is that the 300 main event though?
No, I doubt it would be the main event.
And I don't see Conor doing a co-main, so that's,
Yeah, and I don't think Jones will be able to get back in time and then to go through a camp by the time
No.
300 comes out.
Definitely not. No, he has that torn bicep. And how long is he out for? He's probably out for another 6 months. And maybe he fights by summer. Maybe. I don't even think by then.
Yeah. Now, do you think he goes for the number one ranked contender when he comes back, or do you think he gets what he wants and he gets Stipe?
I don't know. I mean, isn't Aspinall? I'm sorry, but isn't Aspinall interim right now? Aspinall is the interim champion, right?
Yeah.
I think they talked about rescheduling that Stipe fight with him. They really did. So I believe that's what happened first. I don't fucking know, but I believe that's what they're doing because he felt bad about, having him fight for the interim. That's what he said about John Jones or whatever else, having him fight someone else. So I'm pretty sure they're going to put him for a Stipe, but who knows?
Yeah.
And then
to me, that's the fight everybody wants to see. I think that's the fight everybody wants to see. Everyone wants to see Jones versus Stipe, and I'd be stoked to watch that fight.
Yeah, because they got time for Tom Aspinall to fight.
Yeah.
Because
I want to see Stipe fight again. Like, I would like to see Stipe against Aspinall or Stipe against fucking Sergei Pavlovich. Again, I know that he wants Jones because that's the big fight. But as a fan, there's other guys I'd love to see him fight too, to see how he handles these fucking young, giant, heavy punchers.
Yeah. I guess the worry would be that if he loses to Aspinall, then that means that he can't go, that he doesn't go up against Jones next. And that's
100% it.
Wants.
You're right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened to Frankie Edgar when he was scheduled to fight Holloway, and he wound up giving Brian Ortega the fight when Holloway got hurt, and then Frankie lost, and I think Ortega got the shot. So yeah. All right, Brad, we got to wrap because we have another guest soon, but I'm going to promote Veeps, VEEPS, right, is the name of the service. Yes,
and the special is called Starfish. Comes out December 21st, shortest day of the year. And if you want to go see me on tour, bradwilliamscomedy.com. My tour in 2024 has over 70 dates. So, and it's a different hour than what you will watch on the Starfish special. So come on out, see me. We'll talk some UFC during the meet and greet afterward. And I would love to see your fans out at some of the shows.
Yeah, and Brad is a very, very funny stand-up. It's a solid hour, really hilarious. So it's good seeing you, Brad, and I'm sure people will go see you live. And good luck with the special. December 21st on Veeps, you can see Starfish, which is Brad's, I think, your third hour, right? Is your second or third hour?
My third hour, my fourth special total, because I had a half hour on Netflix. So there's tons of content out there. If you like me, consume it, and just excited for everyone to watch this new hour.
All right, buddy. Good talking to you, Brad. Take care of yourself, all right?
Have a great holiday, brother.
Thanks, Jim. Nice to meet you, Matt.
Nice to meet you, man.
Have a great holiday.
Take care, Brad.
See ya.
Wow, man. I like that Brad.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. And his wife is very, very nice. And I just forgot that she was a martial artist. And they're a great couple. And I'm happy that he has a new special. He's very funny. And by the way, stay tuned for our special bonus episode of UFC Unfiltered that drops on Christmas. That's this Monday, where Matt and I are going to be talking to the great Steve-O and what's on our wish list as UFC fans in 2024. What do we want to see besides Jim and Matt still employed in 2024? So Christmas Day is our pal Steve-O. And thank you guys very much. We have to do our UFC sign off. It's where we both point and go, see you soon. Try not to fight.
Boo. Boo. Bye, everyone. Happy holidays. Merry.
Wait, I got to plug something.
Oh, sorry.
I forgot to plug before we sign off. I forgot to plug Nikki and I, my wife, we did our first podcast together, the Whitney Cummings podcast. You can catch us on if you want to hear like an actual interview with us. The Whitney Cummings podcast, number 218. We are up and on that now. Goodbye.
That's so cute.